we came on there, we had 2 people. We were maybe expecting 5 or something. I don't know, or maybe 4. We had 2 people, and one could easily say, "What's the big deal? Who cares?" I mean, like really look down on the experience because we only had a couple people. But I think the dialogue we had was so rich,
Mm-hmm.
and we even had certain things to learn, and I think we also have value to offer even those 2 people.
How do full-time employees like us do everything it takes to build a thriving online business today? How do you not become a statistic of another failed business, all while balancing full-time career and life? We don't have all the answers, but we're figuring it out. Welcome to Entrepreneurs with Jobs.
So, what do you think?
It was good. They both are target audience.
Yeah, I really appreciated Angela's engagement and her questions, and yeah.
She was the one who initially messaged me when we first started the group about
Was she the one?
balancing the triple jobs.
Oh, I didn't know she was the one.
She was the one. She was the one.
Oh, you should have said something. I would have been like, "Oh, that was you."
Next time. I forgot about it.
After the fact.
Eh.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we still like took it, relatively seriously, even though we only had 2 people.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
we gotta walk what we preach.
Yeah. Walk the talk the talk and walk the talk.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah, you did good.
You did good too.
I tried. I pretended I was taking notes.
It's like writing. It's like I gotta look engaged to get them to be engaged too.
It worked though. It worked because I was just writing in the air. I was like air writing. I'm kidding. No, that's not true. I wrote one thing. Okay, how about the first time I wrote was just writing in the air.
Yeah.
But then the second time I wrote was actually like legit. Like
Nice.
I wrote be okay with making mistakes and be okay with being imperfect. So I was just thinking about some quotes. Like, oh, this is pretty good. Okay,
Nice.
yeah. So
Change that into a quote card.
yeah, I thought, oh, this is a good one. So, but I don't know. Yeah, I was a little bit for my piece. Hopefully, like there was value in it. But
I think there was a lot of value because you see how engaged they were and how many questions they asked. Because when Vivian asked a question, she was legitimately concerned, like about how to really balance it all.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, the reality is you can't balance it. You just prioritize.
You prioritize, you protect your time, you set boundaries, and then you do your rest.
Yeah, I always say one of my quotes is, I think I might have already told you this one, but you invest in the process and then you trust the outcome. So you do all you can to anticipate obstacles, anticipate risks, and then if after everything you still have some struggles, hey, it's what it is. You learn and you reiterate.
Yeah.
For the next time. So
especially when it's outside of your control,
you
just have to take it as it is.
Yeah, can't beat yourself up. Beat yourself up around something you couldn't control. So, or something you didn't know. Yeah. So, all good. But yeah, it was good. And the fun thing about doing these talks is kind of like I think we've had this conversation before. As we talk about building our personal brand, I think it's helpful when you have these sort of like things in your arsenal. Like, okay, someone calls you and says, "Oh, I need you to come talk to whoever it is." You have these talks that are ready to go, and you can just go and give it. So as I make my podcast rounds, this is going to be this is going to be one of my in the back pocket. I'm just going to have to elaborate it some more so I can have a whole. How long did I take? What, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes? I don't know.
I think you took about 15 minutes or so. Yeah, and then the questions were about 10 minutes.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna have to.
That was about the time. Yeah,
okay.
we were like on time. We're like throughout everything.
Yeah, we were. So yeah, no, nothing is ever for nothing. There's always value. So it's exciting to share. Fine tune my gift of gab.
Yeah, and then to be able to actually like interact and see what real questions that they have.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
what they're struggling
And
with too.
that's true because the questions also help you build your content, right?
Yeah.
Because it helps you figure out, okay, what do I need to now elaborate or add or include next time? So kind of like, to the point of she said about how do you keep your kids away from you? How do you manage that? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I hadn't thought about this, but my kids
Yeah.
listen. I'm kidding.
And then also
So,
how to target her very specific niche or niche of like skilled nursing facilities and like the directors or the people who are making the decisions. That's a good question. It's a good question. How do you
mhm.
actually target them?
It's a very common question. It's like the most fundamental question that people are gonna have. Yeah, but that's something that I think we can maybe when as we get these questions, I think it's good to note them and kind of maybe include them in some future um, talks that we give. Because I think
Yeah.
that's like elementary. Like, because you're telling people, yeah, think about your customer. Well, now I know them. Now, what do I do? What's the next step?
Yeah. I wish we could have recorded it because if we could have
I
recorded it,
know.
I could just take that piece, just like Gary Vee does, and then put it into a piece of content. And then now that's like a headline by itself.
I
How do
should figure out how to.
you,
I should figure out how to screen grab.
yeah.
I could have screen grabbed it for you, but sorry.
Oh yeah, there's also apps on your phone too that you could use.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that.
Yeah, it's the screen grab. Yeah, but it's all good.
Yeah.
We'll
Next time.
learn baby steps. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So great first meeting. Our
1.5.
second meeting. 5. Yeah. Great meeting. Yeah. So yeah, it was good. It was good.
So
So
what did you learn? What did you learn from today? What can you take away and teach our audience based off what you learned today?
what? Oh, you leaving? Okay. I'm not done. I'll be done soon. Okay. That's my cousin. What did I learn? So ask me that question again. This is me trying to stall. So ask me again.
What did you learn from today that you can teach our audience?
You go first.
Okay. So what I'll go with
You
is
clearly have an answer, and then you're asking me. You go first.
well,
You thought
I don't
about
have
it.
an answer. I had the question. I formulated the question earlier because I was thinking about the podcast and I was like, how can with our updates, we should also try to teach people based on what we did. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna apply what I
Oh, but
wanted
what did we learn? Oh, I see. What did we learn from our experience on the podcast, on the meetup that
yeah,
we could?
we could share with our audience that will help
Oh,
them. Yeah.
I mean, I think really, honestly, it's sort of like don't. I think maybe the lesson that I would say is don't undervalue any experience.
Yes.
So we came on there. We had 2 people. We were maybe expecting 5 or something. I don't know, maybe 4. We had 2 people, and one could easily say, what's the big deal? Who cares? I mean, like really look down on the experience because we only had a couple people. But I think the dialogue we had was so rich,
Mm-hmm.
and we even had certain things to learn, and I think we also have value to offer even those 2 people, and like you can see how they were eager to hear from us. They had questions, so it goes back to the whole thing about don't wait until you have this audience to start doing the work. Start when you have an audience of 1 and serve them with all that you have. And when you do that, they will be your ambassadors. They will be the ones who will be championing your brand and championing whatever it is you have to sell. So don't let the numbers fool you. Give your all. So that was what I would say.
And then what I will say is what the benefit is of doing something that's outside your comfort zone, or when you get asked a question and you're not sure, is that thought process of figuring it out and then really going through what you know and what you've already learned to really come up with an answer. Because once you can do that, you're going to have all of these different questions within your own business that are going to be presented to yourself that are obstacles that you can easily dismiss as things that you don't know. But having to actually come up with answers, especially when they're answers from other people of advice or feedback that you can give, and actually going through your experience and what you know, and that thought process and making that into a creative problem solving skill is going to be a entrepreneur skill that is highly valuable to solving your own problems.
Yeah, having to dig deep and think through things because there's certain things that you might even have the answer for, but it's so deep you haven't thought about it. Like you have to like uncover, to get to it. So yeah. And the interesting thing too is, their line of work is different from ours. So we all
Yeah.
have different hustles, So I'm e-commerce selling product. You're mindset coach, helper person,
Yeah.
and
Service, online
service.
courses, product
Yeah,
continuity program. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
And they're like an in-person service, So, but still, as different as we all are, we all have, kind of similar goals and aspirations of, reaching customers, being out there, building hopefully personal brand, things of that nature. So
Yeah. Because the thing that sets all of us apart is going to have to be how we present ourselves to customers. It has to be how they perceive us. It has to be how they perceive our personal brand, because that's who we're working with. Because then otherwise they just look for the lowest commodity, lowest priced service product in the market.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny, I told you about the whole thing about realizing that I have to now think about the moms. And while my goal is still we're fun, happy, positive, promoting good, I need to think about, like, what can I provide to them in this moment that will be a resource? How can I serve them?
How can I serve my tribe? Yeah.
How can I serve my tribe? How can I serve them? Serve the heck out of them. So yeah, I mean, doing a lot more work around that. So.
I saw your slime post, and I was like, she's incorporating that type of content now.
She's doing the thing. She's doing the damn thing. I'm telling you. And you know how it was from going to the Rockets of Awesomeness, or whatever they're called.
Oh yeah.
They and good looking out for that, because honestly, because I've always struggled, like, who is my competition? Like, who are the people that I'm competing with? Like, who are the people that I can model after or get insights from? And I always struggle with that. And granted, I'm not a subscription box service, and their model is completely different, but the kind of brand essence and the kind of thing, the kind of like they're the thin, it's sort of similar. Their vibe, I get their vibe, and their vibe kind of gels with my vibe. It's like the colors and the fun and the upbeat, and I'm like, oh, this is my jam. So when I went to their page, I saw that they had all these things for, like, all these little fun quotes, like, that were targeted. They're about kids, but they're targeting the parents.
Yeah.
And I thought, so it hit me this one, like, I should do this. So now I'm contracting my intern, my cousin, who's supposed to be my social media intern, to come
you
up
got
with
one? Nice.
my cousin, who, she's right here. I'm trying to get her to help me create little content, like little content that I can then use in my social media content stuff. So yeah, little things to do, little fun things that still have the brand message, but also serve our audience beyond just our products.
Did you know you can buy stuff directly off Instagram, right?
Yeah.
How do you set that up? Because I looked at it earlier, and I was actually curious, and I was like, oh, are you set up as a store on Instagram too?
So honestly, a lot of things happen to me that I don't know how they happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna just say that, but it's through your Facebook. It's through your Facebook market. And you're talking about when you click on something and then it shows you the product, and then you can like click on it to go buy it.
Yeah, you can actually add it. I didn't know that, and I was just randomly looking at something, and I clicked on it. Yeah. I was like, oh, you can actually buy stuff directly off Instagram now. And then, I mean,
you do click off of Instagram, but it's the button is on the post.
Yeah, you can add it to your shopping cart inside Instagram. Yeah. So
it's through your Facebook marketplace. So if you set up your Facebook, and I think Shopify makes a lot of things easier for people like me. There's a lot of once you connect Shopify to your Facebook and to your Instagram, a lot of things become easier for you to do. So I think that I know that's what helped me do that setup. So I don't know how you would do it outside of Shopify, but I know you do need to have a Facebook business page and connect that to your Instagram, and somehow you also need a third-party place that has your inventory. And that's how Shopify came into the mix. When I was on Etsy, it was not as easy to do that. I had to like download my products, load them onto my Facebook Business Manager. It was a bunch of clunky process. But with Shopify, it's like a seamless. So whatever I update on Shopify, automatically will update everywhere else.
Oh, nice. So then are you getting orders on Instagram directly like that?
It won't show up as on Instagram. It'll show up as Facebook? Your regular order. It will show up as your regular order. It won't show up as like Instagram order. That said, a lot of the orders that I do get they come from Instagram. So I don't know if they actually clicked my site on Instagram, my link, elisamama.com, or they clicked the product. I suspect it's mostly from elisamama.com. They probably clicked the site first before they made the purchase. I suspect, but I don't. Outside of sales, the other value of it is people can see the product details before they go to your site. So it makes it easier. They can see the price. They can see what size you have available. It just makes it easier for people. So I think anyone that's selling anything should definitely have that. I guess we still should share what's been going on. What have you been up to?
Oh, okay. So I've been experimenting with ads. I've been thinking about how to hustle a webinar and to create a product, like a continuity product. So Brendan Burchard always talks about one of the first easy products to create is a $47 monthly product for like coaching or anything that you can offer on a recurring basis. And then having the recurring basis, you have, it's easier for you to predict your sales and your monthly revenue for the future, right? So I'm trying to figure out, okay, what can I create right now in terms of coaching to be able to build and to be able to start selling so I can cover some of the fixed monthly expenses like podcast expenses and the sales marketing expenses, and then also my merchant processing expenses. I'll probably drop them because I'm no longer inside a high risk business. I can start using Stripe again. But it's like, how do I cover all my like monthly expenses now based on what I can do as like a $47 a month product, or even as an affiliate? Like I use ClickFunnels, and then how can I like sell ClickFunnels or get people to get ClickFunnels based on content that I create, and then make like a monthly revenue of like $20 to $30 a month based on that. So I don't know. That's what I've been thinking about. It's either creating a coaching program because I already have the dating, all the dating leads. We're about to hit 100,000 downloads on the podcast. I have the Badass Confidence page. Facebook hates profanity. I had no idea. So I tried promoting Badass Confidence on one of my posts, and then like I got a ad denied because of profanity. I'm like, okay, now I gotta create my personal page, update that, and then create a different landing page that takes out all the profanity and then link directly to the podcast. So that's like a whole different headache. But I'm getting organic traffic on Badass Confidence, even though I haven't posted in a month. It's nearing 200 downloads, and I only have five podcasts on there. So it's like, okay, maybe I can build something around like stress management, ultra performance, like hacks for that niche. Because a lot of the friends who've come to me are like high performers who are stressed out and want either direction, clarity, confidence, mindset stuff. So it's entrepreneur friends, it's friends in like high paying positions, salespeople that wear little pieces of a device that help them perform like a little bit dramatically will pay for like the monthly expense. So, and I have a bunch of different content that I can just repurpose, put into a membership program, offer that, and build my membership program as I go, like we talked about earlier. Is that you create a 6-week program, here's like the visual outline, you get like a beta test group, and then when you're teaching live, those are going to be the future modules inside your program, and then now it becomes the base of the product. So you build the product as you go. And then now you have the product done instead of having to wait 6 months to build the product or 6 weeks to finish the product. So that's what's been on my mind. So I'm trying to hone in on my offer because I've been seeing people kill it with webinar show up rates and offers. People are just like making a lot of money inside this business group that I'm in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, Get on it.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to be. That's what I'm going to be building. So probably by the next week, I'll have my offer finished and then honed in, and then I'm going to create a sales page to start trying to see if I can sell it before I even build more of it. And then beyond that, for next month, I've been experimenting with ads. The ad is still taking off. I'm almost at 100 like engagements now, and like
Nice.
I don't know how many shares at this point. But that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been doing. So now it's like I got to create content. It's been editing posts. It's been posting consistently on Entrepreneurs with Jobs. Now it's like, how do I find time to make all this micro content and post, and then like figure out what works, and then and then where do I allocate my time for building the product? So yeah, it's fighting all the time. So I think I'm gonna start sleeping early and waking up early again.
I know that sleep, yeah, time is everything. Time is everything. Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm glad. Hopefully, I know you're sort of like in the figuring out sort of phase, but that's it. You just got to keep, chipping at it, bit at a time.
So what have you been up to?
What have I been up to? I have been busy. I've been doing a lot. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. And it just tells me that prior to now, I've just really not been doing anything. I've been like stalling. So a lot of my focus has been around my website. Like I have been spending a lot of time with trying to figure out how to build traffic to the website, because, no matter how good your product is, like we've talked about, if you don't have, people don't know about you, then it's irrelevant. So I noticed that my organic traffic right now is super low, very, very low, barely anyone's come in. And so to address that, I've been testing out ads. I actually discovered this tool this past week called Klaviyo. What's the name?
Klaviyo?
Yeah.
The email automation software?
No. Oh, not Klaviyo. Duh. No, that's not Klaviyo. Kit. It's called Kit.
What's Kit? So this is the one that she pinged me at work. And then she wouldn't tell me what the software was. She said, you have to wait till the podcast.
Yes, Kit. Kit is like almost like it's like your assistant, but assistant around like ads. So with Kit, what Kit does for you, it helps you so you do some back end. It helps you essentially automate your ads. I mean, it's not doing it for you just automatically, but once you give Kit some general like parameters, it will check in with you on a daily basis and tell you and ask you, do you want us to put an ad to your priority product? And if you say yes, it will put together the ad for you, and you'll click on the link to check it out and say, does it look good? Yep. How much you want to spend on it? And it will like launch it to Facebook or Instagram or wherever.
Oh, that's actually really nice.
Really nice. So all you have to do ahead of time is just identify what your priority products are. Identify what your taglines are. Like what are the taglines you want it to dip into to allocate to your ads, and that's pretty much it. And then because it's connected to my Shopify, so it knows it does have an intelligence around what my slowest products are, what products are selling quicker, what's going on. So it can create ads. Depending on what my goal is, it can create relevant ads for me, pulling in those products that kind of a part of that will help me meet that goal. So it also helps you do like analytics. So it will tell you, oh, we sold an item today, or this item is like being sold more frequently. Do we want to do an ad to continue to push this item? Or do you want us to do an ad for the slow product? Or do you want me to, I mean, and all you have to do is like send in a text. You can say, hi, Kit. And it'll say, hi, what do you want me to do for you? And it'll give you the options like, I want you to market for me. Okay, you want me to market? What do you want to market today? Do you want to market your priority product, your slow product, or your newest product, or your blah, blah product? You have different options. And I'll tell it. And then it'll then give me the preview of the ad. And then I just tell it how much I wanted to spend, and it'll launch it.
See, that's awesome. I feel like AI is going to be a game changer when the AI gets better in terms of helping out businesses.
Yes, and that's exactly what this is. And you know how much I hate like dealing with ads and like all the headache that comes with ads. And the fact that my friend Kit can just like, all I gotta do tell Kit is tell Kit what I want, and she will just like essentially put the ad together for me. Like sometimes it could be like like a carousel of different products, and then it, it has already set up for me. All I gotta do is just click the button, and it's off, and that's it. So I was
Is
really
it free?
thrilled. Yes,
Oh,
it's
that's
free.
nice.
Yeah, it's free. So super cool, love it. So I did do some, and you can even retarget with Kit.
Oh,
You
see,
can say,
that's powerful.
yeah,
That's gonna be when you create a lot of content, and then you get kits to make custom audiences, and you can retarget.
you can retarget.
That's
Yeah,
gonna be
Kit lets you
awesome.
retarget. Kit lets you retarget. So I did it this past week, and like I shared with you, I like 6 times or 7 times my traffic to my website. So which is pretty exciting because I have not been able to get that much traffic prior to now. So at least that's a good first step that tells me that my Kit ad seems to be resonating. Again, I still have more work to do on the conversion aspect, but just the fact that I have Kit in my corner and I can just text Kit, "Hi Kit," and she tells me, "Hi, hi, Fisayo, our store looks to be." I feel like I'm talking to a robot because she's like, "Our store has sold blah blah item today. Our store. What would you like us to do today, Fisayo?" Like it would like every day it would text me, "What would you like us to do today? Would you like us to blah 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 blah?" I'm like, "No,
Oh,
Kit, we're good."
so it actually texts you to your phone.
It'll text me to my, yeah, we communicate on my phone. It's through text. It texts me.
That's
You know,
awesome.
isn't it? Now you see why I was that excited.
Yeah, I can see why.
Right?
I can see that's actually really exciting.
Game freaking changer. I'm like, oh my god, no one told me this. How come I didn't know about Kit? So I'm like so thrilled, so happy because it's like one less thing for me to worry about. Like, because I feel like for me when it's time to do ads, just the effort of like putting it together, and like,
It's
I
like,
don't have
yeah,
time.
getting the
I don't want to.
creative, the copy, headline.
I don't want to do that. That's too much time. But Kit makes it easy. So I discovered Kit. That's one thing I did, and then I also started to. So after I saw that I was getting a lot of um, traffic but no conversions, my buddy here Jeff told me that I need to figure out my leaks. And so my leaks are on my site, obviously my product pages. They're clearly not convincing enough for people to actually pull the trigger and make the purchase. And so really thinking from the angle of the customer and what would they want to see that would make that decision to buy easier for them to make. So one of the things that Jeff suggested was client reviews on the site. So I found another app called Yotplo or something like that that will help you it will automate your review request process. So after your customers buy, you can set up, have it specify a certain number of days after they buy, where it'll go and ask them for a review, and then it'll populate to your site, and you can also push it to your Facebook too, and it'll show up as
Oh,
a
nice.
post. It'll show up as a post with the person's review underneath it. So I set up Yoplo, and then I even then pulled my Etsy reviews because I had a handful of reviews on Etsy. So I was able to get them to help me transfer those reviews over to my Shopify page. So they were really good. I was really worried about that because it kind of involved like exporting your reviews and then modifying a little bit with like product numbers and all that. So I was a little worried about all that process, but the Yotplo customer service, they were really good and really prompt. They got it on like within like minutes or like less than an hour. They did it. So now I have my ads from Etsy now on my Shopify.
Oh, that's nice.
Nice. Yep. And then the other thing I did too was per Jeff's recommendation, I started to put like videos of my product within the product pages. So, as you know, when you want to buy something, especially a brand you don't know about, you want to have as much information as possible. And so, pictures are nice, but then also having like seeing the product, in a video, I think also helps them to better appreciate, the product. So I started to do videos, not just my own videos, but videos of my customers, where they are talking about the product. I loaded them to YouTube and then embedded those videos onto my product page within Shopify. So I've been doing that. And then I also created a lookbook page where I have pictures of my, customers in the clothes. And I also embedded that link within my product page. So when people come to shop, they can click on the lookbook, the lookbook to go see other people how they worn Elisa Mama, and knowing that this is not we're not playing. This is real. People love Elisa Mama.
Yeah.
So I've been doing all of that. Oh, and the other thing I've done too is I've also added a exit pop up.
Oh, nice.
Pop,
Exit intent pop up to collect emails.
yes. Yes. So exit. Yeah. Yeah. So email, but also gives them like a coupon. Yeah.
Yes.
So like, coupon code to, if you give your email or whatever. Actually, I don't think I asked them for the email. I think I just, do I? Oh, I do. I think I do. So I have the exit pop up, and also I'm doing another an exit pop up, but because I noticed that people usually leave the site after like maybe like the 50-second mark. So I have and some people don't actually close. They don't actually exit it. So I have a pop up that's gonna show up like after like 40 seconds or something.
Yeah, right when they get in.
Yeah, or at some maybe like a few seconds in, like not right when they get in, but like at some point in, they get that prompt. Oh, you want a 10% off or whatever. If you buy within the next like whatever minutes, you'll get like 10% off if you make the purchase within the next 15 minutes or something.
Oh, nice.
So I'm using another app for that called Optimonk.
Oh, Optimonk's good.
Yeah, so it's another free app. So there are lots of free apps through Shopify that like you don't have to pay anything. Another thing I did, listen, I am ready. Another thing I did, so as you all know, SEO optimization and image optimization is very critical. So one of the things I didn't realize was when I was building my site, I had a lot of product pictures, images that have the IMG 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 titles. And I didn't really do any sort of like alternative titling. I didn't do those back then. I didn't know how important they were. There is an app that allows you to bulk edit to change the name.
Wow, nice.
Yes. So what it'll do is it has a way whereby it can put the product title and your brand. It can replace the image name with that. So the product title. So usually the product title is pretty descriptive. Dress, blue dress, blah 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 blah. At least, whatever, blue dress, style, whatever. So it'll replace the IMG gibberish with that and your brand name into the product name, into the image name, and also the alternative description. Nice. So you can specify what you wanted to call it, and it will replace all the products on your page, on your store. So you don't have to go there and like manually like fix it yourself, or like do a full replace and update the name, the file name and the descriptive text of all your images. So
nice.
Yeah. So been working. I've been taking advantage of all these apps. There are lots of great apps on Shopify that I'm like, oh my God, I've been sleeping on these apps. So but yeah, definitely getting busy on that front. So
yeah.
But yeah.
See, that's good.
Also, I did my first guest speaker stint on a podcast. I did an outreach to a podcast that I feel like serves an audience that I'm trying to reach, and reached out and asked them if they could if they would be interested in having me come speak, and they say they would. And so I did the podcast on Thursday or so, and it went really well. I'm really excited about it, and it was fun, good experience.
So what did you learn from the podcast, from doing that podcast? Yeah.
What did I learn from doing the podcast?
Or what advice would you give to people who are looking to do their first podcast interview?
I guess the advice that I would give you is, before you even reach out, like, what are you trying to share with people? Like, what do you have to offer? So I know I've been thinking about doing these podcasts for a while. So I've been kind of preparing my spiel.
Since 2019.
Since 2019, yeah, 2019, and we're in 2020 right now. I've been working on this for a while. I've been talking about it for a while, and been preparing, what to share. But then on top of that, as I reach out to people to ask to be on the show, like I don't want to fall into the trap of like being ridiculous and like sending them a cold outreach without any sort of personalization. So I take my time to research the people and make sure that whenever I outreach to them, they know that I'm not just like I'm not spamming them. Like, this is legit. Like, I've looked you up and I think I could offer your audience some value. So, and the fact that, when they look, I'm sure they look me up too before they confirm, they can tell I'm legit. They go to my website, they can see that oh, this girl has her stuff together. Oh, the other thing I did, oh my God, I did another. I installed. Did I talk about this yet? I don't think I did.
I don't think you did.
My little bot on my website that tells me when people come on, my little chat box.
Oh, you talked about it to me, but I don't know if you talked about it on the
Oh,
podcast.
okay. Well, another thing I did, it's part of my whole apps spree. I installed this app that allows me to live chat with my customers when they come on the site. So it's called Toplo. It's pretty cool. The other value that Toplo offers is that you can see the page that your customers are on. You can see what they're looking at, and you can see what they visited as well. So you can see what they where they've gone, where they clicked off. You can see that like live as they're on your site. So it's been very informative actually, because I can actually see from my ads, I can see which posts they're going to relatively like real time. And so it helps me know this one like resonates more than that one. So that's been helpful. But going to the podcast, I noticed that I saw someone go on my page, and like all they were doing was like going like the about me, the press page, the about us, who are we? Like I'm like, who is this person? Like they're not looking at product. And I knew most likely it was the podcast I had
person,
reached out to. Yes, to get information about, me and my brand. So the point is, before you reach out to people, like get your stuff together. Like when they look you up, make sure you're legit. Like don't reach out to someone and get a no because you were not prepared. So get your social media presence and your all of that together. Get your website together. Get your Instagram together. Let it reflect what it is you're telling them you are. So when they reach out, when they go look you up, which they absolutely will, it matches, right? So that's what I would suggest as like an advice for anyone that's looking to do this. And like Jeff, like you've told me, there are lots of podcasts out there who are looking for people to come on to speak on. And it's a great way, I think, to build your personal brand, and even your business too. So I'm going to keep doing more of these. I'm going to keep doing more outreach to other podcasts. Yeah, I'll keep you all posted as I do them. So
that's definitely something I'll be doing as well. But that's after I have a product to sell.
So look, I've been working, Jeff. Can you see? Like
You've
I have
been hustling.
I have been hustling my butt off. Like I have been hustling, been updating my description of my product on my page. Like you want to buy my stuff. Matter of fact, if you go there, you will buy a freaking jumpsuit. It's that good.
Yeah. Well, going back to our initial talk, when you emailed me, or no, when you pinged me at work, you instant messaged me, and then you're like, "Here's my ads, and here's what's happening." So what I did, just advice for everybody. This is what a digital marketer would do with you for if they're serving clients. For one of the first things you do is you look at the competitors or best practices of that industry. You see who's killing it. You see what they're doing. So that's exactly what I did. I was like, okay, children's clothes, who appears on first page Google, and then who looks like a brand that's a little bit similar. So I went on that. Then I compared those pages compared to Fisayo's to compare why might she be losing traffic and not be converting, or at least not getting them to at least go to their order cart page. So you want to look at your overall marketing process, your marketing funnel. So the ads are clicking, the people are clicking on the ads. So it's not the ad. They're going to her page, they're going to product pages, but they're not a lot of people are going to the order cart page. So then that's where okay, this is where I need to focus on right now for the leak. And then that's like, okay, how can we best practice and optimize this? So I looked at that page. I was like, what's missing here? It's like when customers are confused or they don't have enough information, that's one of the reasons why a lot of people don't buy. So part of that, when I went on there, I was like, okay, I don't know anything about the sizing. And then I was like, does the other page had like a easy to see sizing page? And then from that sizing page, I was like, okay, that's one area. The also bullet points, the copy of the page, being able to see the little details of the dresses compared to, because the other place had details that you could see of like the seams and the dresses and being able to see in the details. Fisayo had amazing pictures, but you didn't have like those little details of the product pages. And then best practices from like Ezra Firestone, who kills it inside e-commerce. He's like one of the big like leading e-commerce people. He talks about having product videos, and inside my digital marketer training that he hosted, I have my certification in, he talks about having video product detail pages because they tend to convert more and higher. So when you think of Amazon, a lot of the reviews have those types of like videos. And if not, it's from other customers who post in those videos. And a lot of that, when I buy products on Amazon, I'm
We're
clicking on those
looking for
videos.
those things.
Yeah.
So
So
it's like, well, we're customers of other businesses, and it's like we care about reviews. We care about the videos. We
yeah,
want to see the pictures. Like I will filter out all the reviews for the ones that have pictures or images.
same.
Like if they have images, I don't want to look at it. So it's like we need to apply the same thing to ourselves and to our customers. So
Yeah.
definitely learning.
Yeah, that's
Definitely
exactly
learning.
what I was thinking. I was like, okay, if I was her target audience, what would I want to know, and what's missing for me to make that purchase? Yeah, and then so
Yeah.
that's when me and Fisayo had this whole like chat, and then she had me send
And
it to
I'm
her
and
email.
I got into it. I'm all over it. Like, listen, my customers don't know what they have coming because they're gonna buy. Like my next ad when I do it. I mean, granted, the first one, although we didn't buy, I learned a lot. And I mean, it's part of the process. Like you can't be like, oh, no one converted, so it sucked. Like no, I learned a bunch of things. So now I have a bunch of warm leads that I can retarget to. So yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty excited. So going to our next segment, Jeff. So I think you already kind of showed what you're going to be
Yeah,
working on.
that's my tip. That was my
Yeah,
tip.
okay, go. So for me, I've given you all a lot as it is. So if you are someone who's on Shopify, do not sleep on those apps. Like leverage them. Most of them are free and they help you. So please take the time to do that research and optimize your site appropriately. Like I said, my traffic was like peanuts. When I took the time to look at my traffic, it was peanuts. And then when I did all these different things, I could see the difference. And I've barely even done anything. So just really none of us scratched the surface. So if you want to see a difference in your business, you have to invest in getting your site up to speed and start like figuring out how to get Kit. Start with Kit. Like Kit's not the most advanced like ad intelligence support, but it's a good place to start from. So I would advise you to please do that. Get Kit and leverage it. So
And if you're not on Shopify, WordPress has a lot of plugins that do a lot of similar things. You can save,
absolutely.
yeah, you could save and leverage your time with all of this automation by just installing
Absolutely.
these apps and by installing these plugins. They save
Absolutely.
so much time.
Absolutely. So, and if you have any questions or if you need any details or any more, Jeff, you're gonna like add our like little tips and things in the show notes, right?
Yeah, I'll start adding that.
Okay. No problem.
I'll start adding those. Actually,
At
yeah,
least
you're right. I need to add those into the show notes.
yeah, and I can send you like what they are in case if you can't find them. At least the things we've talked about, I think it'll be helpful in
Yeah,
case
I think
people are
that we need
wondering.
to create a ultimate resource as well. I think, or
Yeah.
eventually we'll start creating an ultimate resource of all the different tips from all the podcasts, and just create it as like a download for you to just, and then like
Mm-hmm.
sections that are just ongoing, so that
Mm-hmm.
you can just look at it and then be able to get massive value from that.
Yes, you don't have to like suffer like we're doing to figure everything
Doing
out.
all of
Like
this, yeah,
yeah, you're
yeah,
ready from the jump. So okay. And so for me, what I'm gonna work on next week is I'm just gonna keep working on my product pages and like I'm gonna keep doing ads just to or boosting my posts just to continue to get those warm leads and build that brand awareness. And once I get my product pages like where I want them to be, then I'm gonna like do another iteration of like my ads again and see what difference that yields. So
So what I'll be doing besides figuring out getting my offer honed down and then getting like a webinar structure so I can start launching for like our actual product for next month is for next month by our next meetup. Since we had our meetup today, it's probably going to be a month, give or take, probably maybe a little bit more to our next meetup. I'm going to try to figure out how to leverage Facebook events and then targeting to get people from Facebook to actually attend the event, because I'll have more
okay,
time to actually put in the strategy and then implement that. So we'll see
all
how
right,
that goes, because that's completely new to me in like
okay,
how to get people to a digital event. But yeah, it'll be exciting.
all righty. Well, good stuff. Good stuff. This has been a really good, I think, good day, good sharing, learning. So yeah, it's awesome. So Alrighty then. I guess
Wait,
this is a wrap.
before
Thank
we
you.
wrap, if you've been
Oh,
listening, I know my automated message is going to come up after this, but please, please leave us a rating. Leave us a
please
rating, a
do.
comment, or subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And if you've been listening and you like the podcast, please leave us a great rating and share it with a friend.
Please do. Thank you. Alrighty. Well, until next time, we are entrepreneurs with jobs. Thank you.
You had an outro last time. What was it? Was it keep hustling,
Oh,
do the
do
damn
the
thing?
damn thing. Until then, do the damn thing.
Till then, do the damn thing. Talk to you
Yes.
later. Bye.
Bye.
Cut.